Hello lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today I felt like doing a vlog. I might do more often of them, but some days I haven't read a ton, or some weeks I'm not in a giant reading mood, which means I often don't post that much content within that week. So I'm thinking I might just do general housekeeping ones where I'm I've read this book so far this week and I've read so much of this book and here are a couple new books I picked up, or books that I've been wanting to read, or things relating to book content like adaptations of books in play, theatre or film form. But anyway, currently the new Hunger Games book came out and I have been trying with all my might to read it. I mean trying, but every time I pick up the book I want to cry. And I don't want to cry because I know if I read enough of the chapters I will be crying until I head back home for Easter. And I don't really want that right now. I don't really want to be in that headspace. But also at the same time I want to read the book. So it's taking me forever to read the book. I have to say I am loving it so far though. It is a beautiful book, honestly, but a trying one. A trying book, honestly. In regards to books I've recently purchased and bookish things I've recently purchased, if you can look behind me, I constructed an entire makeshift bookshelf, if you will, by myself. I'm very proud of this one. I'm very proud of what I was managed to achieve, and now I have a really cute bookish backdrop as well, because before I was taking videos over by my sofa or from my bed, but now I have a whole bookshelf behind me that I can take videos from, which is so cool and cute. Ooh. My favourite shop in the world is this local secondhand bookshop / boutique called Needful Things that's near me. And I went in and they had a bunch of hardbacks on sale. I've took off the sleeve covers of them because the sleeve covers have seen better days, because judging by the author's description on the back, all I can judge is that they're probably from before the 2000s. But wait a second. These are the old sleeve covers, and you can see the woman on the back. Yeah. The reason I got this type of book, though, it was £1 for all the hardbacks, and I was I need to read whoever this icon is. There's just a photo of her dressed as a cowboy. I was I kind of want to know who this icon is, because... But anyway, it's Daniela. So you can read that. I think it's Daniela Steele. I have The House, The Wedding, and The Ranch, as well as by Judith Carans, if you can read it. And it's Scrumpled too. I got that one because it was in the bundle, and it was all 4 books for £1. I was I'm intrigued. They look nice, and I can't resist a good hardback, so I need to find a place on the shelf. There we go. In general bookish news / things I want to do, if you're not there tomorrow, pre-sale I believe for the new Hunger Games theatre adaptation comes out, and the way I want tickets for that, I love the Hunger Games, and I also love theatre. I'm currently, it's part of the core thing I'm studying at uni, so theatre is a big thing for me anyway. But it's theatre in the round. Each different section is a district, so my brain is logically going, you could go sit in District 6 and wear your District 6 top you got from the Sunrise on Reaping book sale at the Works, and I could do that, and I could go. I just love theatre, and the fact that I have my dissertation coming up as well, which I'm planning to write about the nuances in the Hunger Games and just how generally the Hunger Games is a reflection of modern society, and how dystopian the world has become and how similar we are to the book as a whole. Fun things. I kind of just want to do that. I feel it would be really interesting. I'm getting off topic though, but I really want to go see the Hunger Games play. I'm really excited for it to come out anyway, because by the looks of it, the designer is really well known. She's this amazing German designer, and she's designed loads of stuff, but she's not that famous for theatre in the round, so I'm really intrigued of how she brings her style into it. And on top of that, we also have, by the looks of it, they're using a lot of height in it, where a lot of their trailers I've seen is people attached to harnesses and being flung up in the air, and I'm just ooh, that looks cool. I wonder if they have any trapdoors for when a victor dies. I'm really interested to see how they interpret some of the scenes. But anyway, that aside, and off Hunger Game tangent of all, I'm debating if I start up my Kindle again. I have my Kindle, and me and my little sister, we share a Kindle Unlimited account because it cuts down on costs. And as of late, I haven't been reading as much on my Kindle just because of the whole Amazon thing. But I'm trying to work out, do I continue reading stuff on my Kindle Unlimited that I share with my sister? Because if two people are reading on it, we're definitely making sure that authors are being paid money from it. And at the same time, I'm like, there are a lot of books that I can't get access to because I personally don't buy books off the internet. I like to see them in person and then pick them up in person, which means because I live in a town essentially, and it's like a good hour and a half journey to any half decent bigger chain bookstores. It means I'm quite limited in the books I can consume and purchase. Like the closest thing I have to me is a Works. I love my Works, but it is a small Works for some of the sizing, so it means not a giant variety of books, and the one near me has a more focus on arts and crafts than anything else. We're getting off tangent, but I like using my Kindle because then it lets me read a bunch of other stuff, and I'm trying to debate if I stick with Kindle, switch over to an audiobook subscription instead, or buy books digitally more often, which I'm kind of not inclined to do it, because if I'm going to get a book, I'd rather get a book in person, you know? But what are your thoughts on the whole Kindle Amazon thing? Also, I need some more book recommendations. Yes, I know my TBR is right behind me and is literally is taller than me and probably weighs 5 times much more than me, but whenever has that stopped me before? I literally just came in and showed you 4 new books I bought. But I want to hear what people are liking and reading at the minute, because I feel like I only read romance books at the minute, and I want to branch out more, and specifically more into maybe mystery novels. I have a couple, but I'm always put off by it because I'm not very much a true crime person, and I don't really like people solving crimes. I feel like if I was to read a murder one, I would prefer it if it was from the point of view from the person committing the crimes, or like a Nordic noir vibe of sorts. I also want to read some more fantasy. I haven't read a good fantasy book because I tried to read the entirety of the Zodiac Academy. I got all the way to book 4 and I ended up just DNFing the whole series because it was getting very repetitive and I was struggling. I was like holding on to dear life trying to finish that book. I finished book 4 and I was just like, I'm calling it quits here. I can't do this anymore. And I haven't really picked up a fantasy series since, and I kind of really want to read a new one. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Also, I have a new book I'm going to be reading soon, which is Hope in Darkness by Greg McConnell. For some reason, the lovely man decided to send me their book for free for me to read and give a review on. Thank you very much. I look forward to reading it very soon. But anyway, I'm kind of at this weird limbo state where I want to read Sunrise on the Reaping, but also I don't want to have a breakdown and cry every 5 minutes. And I have a deadline coming up, and I'm like, I can't be in that mental space whilst trying to complete a deadline that is to do with the Hunger Games. It will be too much. If you haven't told, I somehow convinced my lecturers to let me get away with doing the Hunger Games for like the majority of my coursework. I'm still not quite sure how I pulled it off, but he's kind of just letting me run with it, and I'm kind of just like, cool, not gonna question it, just let me do my thing. So currently I'm doing like my methodology, which is a design methodology, and I'm designing an entire Hunger Games TV show from the set designer's point of view with character designs for characters. I'm building an act at the minute. I don't know how I convinced him to let me do the Hunger Games for this, as well as doing a Hunger Games essay, as well as maybe doing my dissertation on the Hunger Games and possibly building a Hunger Games set. Up for the debate. I'm either doing Hunger Games or 12 Dancing Princesses from Barbie, because I want to do an interactive set, and I think it's either going to be Hunger Games, maybe the training center, or the game master's room, or the 12 Dancing Princesses circle that lights up and plays music, and it would actually light up and play music. But anyway, I'm getting really distracted. Anyway, to summarize, I really like the Hunger Game. I'm doing it a lot for uni, but because I'm doing it at uni, I'm already very heavily saturated in the Hunger Games, and then on top of that, I'm trying to read the new Hunger Games book that makes me emotionally vulnerable, I feel like is the best way to say it. I just cry a lot when reading it because I'm just like, no, Haymitch. Because Haymitch is generally one of my favourite characters of all time. I love that man so much. especially as Hamish. I love his actor as well, but him as Hamish, love him. I love his character so much. But it's very hard for me to read because I keep wanting to cry every 5 seconds whilst reading it. And I'm just like, if I let myself fully succumb to it, I don't think I'm going to be able to do my uni work at the same time, because that's also Hunger Games, and I'll just be screwing myself over essentially. Anyway, I think I'm going to end my mini vlog here today because I've just been rambling a lot and I feel slightly like I've been everywhere. But if you enjoyed this, let me know, and I might do some more mini vlogs when I don't have that much content to release. If you have suggestions, please comment them, or just say hi in the comments and I'll say hi back. And if you want to see more content from me, maybe subscribe or just like the video. And like, that's all for today, and all I can say is go read.